A Mass Effect leak seems to have got the world talking. Well, at least a couple of news outlets. I wasn't actually going to cover this, to be honest, but it seems to be gaining a little bit of traction, so I thought we'd have a look at it together. Welcome back, Commander. In this video, we're looking at the latest rumour to hit the Mass Effect 5 development game. Let's take a look. Okay, so here we are. Like I said, I wasn't actually going to cover it, but then Game Rant picked it up and Eurogamer picked it up. I'm guessing it's because there's not a lot of Mass Effect news going around at the minute, and people are trying to take every little morsel they can get hold of. But to me, it's not really a story. It's a bit of a non-story, to be honest. But the title here says it's Mass Effect 4 leak suggests game is ditching Andromeda feature. Now, it comes from a less than 10-second clip of a news journalist, a games journalist, saying that an insider rumor is that Mass Effect 5 is dropping the open world element and going back to basics. If you think about it, Andromeda's not really open world. It's like semi-open world. You've still got set planets. Andromeda was going back to more of Mass Effect 1 era. That's what they wanted to do. They wanted to get back to that exploration. So instead of the small maps that you got from Mass Effect 1 of the barren planets and massive rock formations that the Mako would always get stuck on, what they wanted to do was make them a little bit bigger and give you more stuff to interact with, more stuff to happen. So for him to say that it's going back to basics, well, I mean, that's what they did in Andromeda, but just made it a little bit bigger. I mean, what is he actually saying? Are they going back to Mass Effect 2, where you don't have that planet exploration? Because that's not basics. That was an evolution of people getting annoyed with the Mako, and they wanted to tell a more focused story, and so it was nice, but you kind of lost that space exploration, lost the space exploration. Explore. Well, you go and explore space anyway. Yeah, I know what I mean. But let's have a quick look at what Game Rant has to say. So, Mass Effect 4 will ditch the open world elements of Mass Effect Andromeda, according to a new emerged leak. It's not a leak. It's a journalist that says something, and there's no source, there's no credibility. I mean, he might be a credible journalist, but there's nothing here. It really isn't. Even though the last installment of the franchise wasn't entirely a free roam experience, many fans still criticise Mass Effect Andromeda. An example, a semi-open world games that would have been better if they were more linear. I suppose with Andromeda, you could have probably tightened it up a little bit. If it was a mixture of, say, Mass Effect 2 and 1, so you had the planet. I suppose you did really, though, didn't you? They were just a bit bigger, that was all. I mean, it's not like that they were completely free roam and open world and you can just go and do what you want where you like, and like Starfield, where you can go to a planet and you just pop down and then you can pop back up and then go to another part of the planet and pop down. There's nothing like that. But then it wasn't Mass Effect 2, where every world that you went to was a hub world. So while Andromeda marked the lowest point of the series, it's not the lowest point. It was only because they didn't have the... It's not the lowest point. It really isn't. People needed to give Andromeda more of a chance. They really did. I mean, yeah, all right, it was mismanaged and it had loads of bugs and stuff. But if you actually think about what they did, they made that game in 18 months. I mean, it was in development for like 5 years, but the game itself was made in 18 months, and it's fantastic. It really is. People need to give it more of a chance. Where was I? Oh, the lowest point of the series. In terms of critical and fan reception. All right, I'll give them that point. Bioware still pledged to start developing its fifth entry, tentatively called Mass Effect 4, in 2020. Is it Mass Effect 4? Is it Mass Effect 5? Let me know what you think in the comments. The company shared quite a bit of Mass Effect 4 teasers since then. Not really. They haven't. There's some stills, and there's been one teaser trailer. But the up-and-coming RPG is set to be treated at gameplay reveal. It's not gameplay reveal. Oh my word! It's miles. That's years away. It's years away. It's still in like pre-production, isn't it? So it's unclear how far along development's actually progressed. And that, to be honest, I think is going to be based on Dragon Age as well. How well that does will determine what happens going forward. Whatever the current state of the project is, the game itself might not double down on the open world elements from Andromeda, according to Windows Central's Jez Corden. Speaking of the latest episode of the Xbox 2 podcast, Corden relayed a rumour that the next Mass Effect title will be ditching the polarizing Andromeda feature in favour of returning to the franchise's classic format. That is just, it's just word salad, isn't it? It really is. It's not, it doesn't mean anything. You're either going back to basics, which Andromeda wanted to do because of Mass Effect 2 and 3, you didn't have the chance to explore, and so they want back to the basics of Mass Effect 1, or, I mean, that's it, isn't it? That's the crux of it. If you're going back to those basics, that's the basics you're going to. If you're going to go down the straight linear path of Mass Effects 2 and 3, then it's not returning it to its original incarnation. We can have a quick listen to what he actually says. It's very brief.
For example, I've heard the Mass Effect is ditching open world and going back to its classic format. I don't know if that's accurate, 100%, but it's an industry rumor. So like, if Mass Effect goes back to doing exactly what it's known for, like, they'll be celebrated for it. But like, if Starfield,
and that's it. That's what sent all these news outlets going mad for Mass Effect news. Obviously, it does go on. It's talking more about a bit of Andromeda and Dragon Age Inquisition. I'll put a link to the full article down in the description. Let me know what you think down in the comments. Do you think it should be more open world? Should it be less open world? Should it go back to the original Mass Effect 1 stage where it's kind of small contained map with a couple of hidden things and a couple of structures to see? Or should it stick to the Mass Effect 2, Mass Effect 3, where every world that you go to is a hub world, or it just has a bit of a flavor text? I'd like to know what you think. So yeah, pop that down in the comments. Don't forget to hit the like button if you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time. Commander.